Olá e seja bem-vindo. O seu registro para ter acesso à nossa informação e sistema está concluído. Iniciou um processo que vai enriquecê-lo em diversas áreas da sua vida. Vai receber no seu e-mail informação e conhecimento desde livros, vídeos, ideias e possibilidades para criar valor na sua vida. Mais importante, vai receber este conteúdo como oferta de pessoas que enriqueceram a usar os processos e sistema que estamos a partilhar especialmente para si. Veja com atenção este vídeo de Brian Tracy acerca das 7 áreas que vamos desenvolver. Tenha em mente que o nosso sistema baseado em software livre vai desenvolver o trabalho necessário para criar valor. Vai receber durante os próximos dias uma série de vídeos que o vão preparar para começar a obter sucesso. Vamos prepará-lo para começar a trabalhar comigo e com a minha equipa com um sistema e processo de sucesso. Já está registado para receber os nossos vídeos. Poderá escolher, a partir deste momento, registar-se na nossa equipa para receber o treino, formação e programas para fazer parte do nosso grupo e usar o nosso sistema livre de automatização de rendimentos na internet. É como nosso membro e parceiro que lhe vamos explicar como é que vai usar o sistema, os programas e as ferramentas para criar valor para si. Esteja atento ao vídeo.
Hello, I'm Brian Tracy and welcome. I began my career on the street, knocking on doors, selling, and then telephoning and making appointments and making presentations and calling back and closing sales and so on. And at a certain point in my career, in my 30s, I began to teach other people. I began to build sales forces as a sales manager, teach other people, and now I've trained more than 1 million salespeople in more than 60 countries worldwide and taken them, in many cases, from rags to riches. They've gone from struggling to becoming sales superstars. And what I'm going to start to teach you now are some of the most important strategies, tactics, methods, techniques, the secrets to making more sales, closing the bigger deals, and doubling or even tripling your income this year. So that's our subject here. Now, if that's of interest to you, I'm going to give you the very best stuff that I have ever learned, both personally and taught to my people in more than 1,000 large Fortune 1,000 companies and companies the same size all over the world, and more than 10,000 small and medium-sized companies in every industry. Now, whether you know it or not, or whatever position you're in, you are in sales. Everybody's in sales. The only question is, are you any good at it or not? Everybody is a salesperson. From the time you get up in the morning until the time you go to bed at night, you are negotiating, communicating, persuading, and influencing. You're trying to get people to cooperate with you to accomplish the things that you want them to accomplish. So the pivotal question with regard to selling is not if you're already doing it or not, but if you're good at it. Now, more often than not, the reason why you aren't more successful in sales is because of the following. First, you haven't adapted your sales game to address the 3 sales realities that you must be aware of if you want to be successful in selling in today's market. Our market has changed so much that if you're not current with what has happened and what customers are looking for, which is different from the past, then you're sleeping on the job and you're missing your biggest opportunities. I've had so many of my students come back to me and say, I had never thought of that before, and 30 days after I went through your program, my sales doubled, my sales tripled. I went from the bottom to the top. Some of them became millionaires and multimillionaires over the course of their careers because of these ideas. Now, there's another reason is you don't know how to read the buyer's emotional map. What we know is that all buying decisions are emotional. People decide emotionally and then justify logically. And if you can understand how people are moved emotionally to make a buying decision, your sales just explode. Another thing is you're not addressing the 7 questions that you must answer in every sale. And these are silent questions. Even if your prospect isn't asking them, your prospect is thinking these questions, and if you don't know what they are, and if you don't answer them in the course of your discussion, the prospect will say, well, let me think about it, let me think it over, leave it with me, and nothing will happen. Another reason you're being held back is that you're overlooking the most important factors in closing sales. Now, here's a hint. It's not how you dress or how you handle objections or your product knowledge. It's something else. The real biggie is the way that you ask for the order. When I was struggling and knocking on doors and being turned down 19 out of 20 times, sometimes I would knock on doors all day until 9 o'clock at night and not make a single sale. And then I realized the biggest problem was I didn't know how to ask for the order. So I did a full court press on closing techniques. I studied it, and then I practiced and practiced. Within the next year, my sales increased by 10 times. Same product, same price, same market, same customers, same everything, but because I knew how to ask for the order professionally, my sales exploded, and they stayed at that level for the rest of my career. A big mistake is that you're not focusing your time and energy and resources on the 7 key areas that will account for more of your sales success than any other factor. And you're probably wondering, what are the key areas? Well, the 7 have always been the same, like ingredients in a recipe. First of all, there's the prospecting funnel. Is how do you find more and better qualified prospects faster and easier and get appointments with them so that they will listen to you so you can begin the process. The second is rapport building, is building trust and credibility with people so they like you and they trust you and they're open to being influenced by you. And this is an art, perhaps the most important art in human relations. And the next, number 3, is called the problem radar. How do you identify exactly what it is that the prospect wants and needs and is willing to pay for, and then demonstrate that your product or service is the exact solution to their biggest problem? There's the sales theater, and we say that all business is show business. Selling, the presentation, is show business. You don't just say, here's the product and service and lay it out. You actually present it in such a way that the customer enjoys the presentation and their buying temperature, the desire to buy, goes up and up and up. And at the end of your presentation, if it's really good, they'll say, how do I get it? How soon? How much does it cost anyway? And we'll show you how to do that. The 5th part of the sales process is handling objections. Every customer has objections, and the reason they have objections is either they don't understand your offering or they want to make sure that they're making the right decision. And so there are professional ways of understanding, isolating, identifying an objection, and answering it so smoothly that it goes away, like sort of cloud that drifts away. Handling objections is an art that can double your sales almost overnight. The next is closing the sale. Number 6 is how do you ask for the order? In asking for the order, we will show you 24 different ways that professionals ask for the order. And sometimes you actually start asking for the order with your opening comments. And you ask for the order in very subtle ways. It's called seeding. You plant seeds throughout the conversation so that when you get to the end of the sales conversation, the sale bursts into bloom and the customer just buys. No pressure, no fast talk, no manipulation, just professional selling. And the final part of the sales process is getting repeat business. We say the easiest customer to sell to is a satisfied customer. And the second easiest person to sell to is a referral from a satisfied customer. And all the best salespeople have proven referral systems in place so that more and more of their business flows to them from their happy customers. You know, it's interesting. There's 93 different proven referral systems that salespeople have developed. Do you know how many referral systems the average salesperson uses? 0. If they get a referral, they consider it to be a great miracle. We will show you how to get referral after referral after referral as a natural and normal part of your sales work. Now, these 7 key areas aren't new. In fact, if you've only been in sales for a week, you're probably already familiar with what they are, but have you mastered them? There's a significant difference between knowing what these 7 key areas are and knowing how to use them in an organized and systematic process so that you get sales results all the time. Now, did you know that top earners make 10 times more money than average salespeople? Actually, the numbers are quite incredible. The salespeople in the top 20% actually earn, on average, 16 times as much as the salespeople in the bottom 80%, selling the same product out of the same office to the same people at the same price. Why is this? It's because, almost like a juggler, they can use all these methods in sort of like an orchestra. They can make their sales work almost like music, and so can you. One of the great turning points in my life in sales was when I learned that all sales skills are learnable, that everybody starts off with no sales skills at all. Some of the best, highest paid salespeople in the world were traumatized, almost wet their pants. They were so afraid when they began to sell the first time, but then they learned the skills. until it became normal and natural and easy, and customers loved to buy from them and loved to recommend them to their friends. And this is what you will learn. You know, it's not because you don't know what these 7 areas are, it's because you really just don't know how to use them and do something unique with them in each area. So the reason that you're not at the top of your field and making as much money as the top earners in your field is because you're focusing on only one of these areas probably, and it's a fatal flaw that results in average sales performance in every other area. So you're going to discover how to turn all this around once and for all. You're going to discover how to work yourself into the top 3% of all income earners. Now right now you're probably asking, can it really be that simple to join the ranks of 6- and 7-figure earners? And the answer is that it's simple, but it's not easy. It's like getting fit. If you wanted to become really, really fit, you could go down to your local gym and the trainer there could take you and show you the different equipment and give you a workout schedule and say if you follow this schedule and you combine it with good eating, within 3, 6, 9 months you're going to be one of the fittest people in the world. Simple, but not easy. However, it's worth it. Plus, you have the added benefit of being able to listen and review the information whenever you want, as many times as you want, in your home, your office, your training room. You'll even be able to download it now onto your iPhone, so you'll be able to sit there and take a course or retake a course and review your notes on your iPhone for as long as you want to, because you own the material. Now, you can't distribute the material or sell the material, but you own it yourself on your own devices in your own home or training room, and you can use it for the rest of your career. I've addressed more than 5 million people on various subjects in 61 countries worldwide. My 62nd country is coming up very soon. And I've taught them how to master the sales success formula and double and triple their income. Many of my students are now earning even more than 10 times what they were making before. I've invested decades of my life to discovering the secrets of top performers, and I've cracked the code on what it takes to become a top earner for you this year, next year, and for the rest of your career. Now, it's a very different world out there today with the changes in the economy and the changes in technology, and if you're not armed with the best and the correct training, you may be saying goodbye to all future sales. This is what happened to me and transformed my life. This is what has happened to tens of thousands of my students over the years, and it can happen to you. The choice is yours.